So, what are you painting today, Susan?
Today I am just working on different paper. I got this Leighton paper. I wanted to try it because I heard people saying that it was like the dupe for Arsh, and I was super excited for that. And let me tell you, it is. Spoiler alert.
Really?
Yes, this little
Is
block
it
is 5 by 7, and it was $9.
obviously it's not cotton.
No, it is. Oh, girl, it
Really?
is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that makes me happy. I
I
want
know.
you to put on cotton. You know I want it so badly.
Yes, and it's this brand. I've seen Evie talk about it before, but I
Oh,
already had ordered this when I saw her talking about it, and I was just waiting for it. So I just got it in the small block because I just wanted to test the paper out. And they unfortunately, some of these companies that make this really good paper, like Meeden, they only go up to like a 10 by 15, which it's not a huge deal. But if, it's really hard to find anyone but Arsh or Winsor and Newton that makes those like gallery size pieces or sizes.
yeah. Well, I'm excited to see how it looks. I have you positioned so I can be watching what you're doing.
Okay.
And I have, unfortunately, I'm working on this really large, like, I guess it's 10 by 14 or 10 by 11 by 4, I don't know. And it's this, maybe I'll move it over a little bit so you can kind of see I have a paper towel here. Um, the dragonfly, I don't know if you, oh, that's good.
Mm.
You can kind of see the dragonfly as well as the face if I do it at an angle like that. There we go. That'll maybe a little bit more. Cool. All right.
Wonder if it will let me enlarge like on my phone. Well, I don't want to touch the screen just in case it makes anything weird happen. But what I usually do is I go back and I rewatch the live replay, and then I zoom in to
Oh,
what you're doing, and then I can like
oh,
make comments as if I was, now just watching it. So my iPad is not charged right now, which I should have done last night. But so yeah, I can't put that aside and look at that when you're painting, but I can see the gist of like your setup.
okay. All right. Well, that's good. And that's okay. And it's so good and sweet that you go back and watch through. I watch through as well just to see what the quality's like. And usually I'm disappointed and feel bad for people watching, but we're going to
Do
do
you
our best.
recognize? Do you recognize
Yes.
these?
Yes. Yes.
This is what I'll be
Um,
using today.
oh, Susan, that was, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I love that little palette
I did get a Payne's Gray and added
to
it
add
to
in.
this because it's a
Mm-hmm.
darker, slightly darker. I think the darkest value I had in here was the Pearline Green. And I just wanted the Payne's Gray because it's always a nice rounder. But yeah, so that's what I added, and that's this is what I worked on last night to try out the paper. It's like totally anime style, I know, but I was just messing around with the paper, and this is the palette that I use. So I thought, oh, I always remember how much I like it when I use it, so I'm going to use it today.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that was a fun little palette I sent you so that you could um try the Da Vinci paints. What do you think of
Hmm.
them? Oh, let
Oh,
me
I
hold
like
on.
them.
Hi Kelly, how are you today? It is so wonderful to see you here. I hope you're doing well. You
Hi,
you like them?
Kelly.
You do you feel like they're pretty comparable to Daniel
Oh,
Smith or another
yeah.
big brand?
I what I like is that the colors are unique and some of the pigments are too. Of course, it's like, what I'm always looking for. This violet iron oxide is very reminiscent of I think it's ultramarine pink or the cobalt violet in the M gram. um it's, I don't know, it's this color right here that I used in the background. So it's very pink.
Okay.
It's like a pink purple, and it's really unique to this brand. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the Payne's Gray that I purchased is the only Da Vinci paint that I now own. And when I start to run out of these, I'll repurchase these because the way you curated this is just perfect as far as
Oh,
the uniqueness of the colors and the balance of the palette itself. Even though this isn't yellow, this buff titanium really functions well along with this raw umber natural.
yes, yes, yes.
So that's, yeah, I really like it. And it's so simple that I don't have to think too hard, and it's so little that I can grab it easy on my desk and stuff. But I do have two other sketchbooks that I'll also be using because since this is on a block, it's only going to allow me to do so much until I'm, got to put it aside and let it dry. And so I'll just probably have these as little interchange things to work into. So nothing really specific planned. I was just going to freestyle.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. And I want to say hi to Susan on the live stream, not Susan in the live stream. Artfully Becoming, welcome, welcome. We're so happy
Hey.
you're here. And I have a basic Sennelier 7 color and love it. Oh, you do? Okay. Have you had that a long time, Susan? Or is it new?
A Sennelier, what did you say?
She said she has a basic Sennelier 7 colors and she loves it. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
seven
in love with
colors.
Sennelier. I don't know. Is that like the mixing? It's probably the mixing set. I can picture it in my head. I'm trying out these wings. We're going to see how they work. I've never done wings before on this
Oh,
dragonfly.
tell me more about what you're painting.
It's a dragonfly with um the facial portrait that I had started during my live stream with Holly, and there are also leaves on here that I'm going to be adding to. So I'll show these on screen now. They're
Oh,
really fun leaves that are in this new style that I've found to paint leaves in, and I love them. It's really fun. So
who
that's
did
what we're
you
working
learn
on.
that with?
I saw it in actually a coloring book, and I liked the way that the style was both clean and bold, but also somewhat realistic. And so I started iterating off of that, and it's been really good. Um, and Susan says I had it for a few months and used it 3 times. You got to use it more, Susan. If you're home and you can, you should jump on and be painting. If everyone can paint with us. And don't forget to drop a like in the live stream if you like it. If you don't like it, you can put a thumbs down. It's okay. But, either way, I guess it's engagement. Or you can, just sit there and fume about not liking it, if so. I run myself into a corner with my commentary sometimes, as we know. Okay. Yay. All right. Ooh, nice. Ooh, yeah, that looks so cool already. I'm really
The
interested
paper
in
girl.
landscapes.
The
It is the
paper.
paper.
Oh
Cotton
my
paper
god.
all the way.
Yes,
All the
but
way.
I have tons of cotton paper, and it
Use
doesn't
it, it
all
will go
act this
bad.
it doesn't all act the same. I'm telling
All
you. Like
right.
they
Well,
it's so baffling to me and slightly frustrating because I'll come across a paper and I'm like, oh, I really like this. It's all cotton, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll try another one and it's just got completely different properties and it does not do the same thing as the other ones. And yeah, it's very, I mean, I've just embraced it now. It's like, hey, okay, I just have to get to know all them and see what each one will do. That's all.
right, right. It is, but it is frustrating. And like I think I don't know. I think similarly though, all of the cellulose papers are different. Similarly, they're different. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yeah.
sort of get to know each cellulose paper as well.
Hmm.
So I feel like it's kind of just a fact of any paper, so
Brands. It's
just
it's
get to
just
know
a brand
the
thing.
cotton. Yeah, and also it will go bad, dude. The sizing will go bad if you don't use them, um,
You know what happens when the
soon.
sizing goes bad? What I will just use it for gouache.
Well, that's true. That's a good plan. That's a really good plan.
And
I
I wouldn't
don't
know
do enough
anyway what
gouache.
it what that means if it goes bad. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, will it do that I will notice, you know?
Good point. Good point. That's kind of a nice factor about having the limited eyesight.
Yeah, I mean, what do you notice when it goes bad? Like, what's the deal?
Well, the it gets like chunks of the paper either won't accept water, or when you're painting over it, it looks really blotchy in a certain area, or
Oh,
it just looks weird. It's like the way that it accepts the pigment and the water is not normal. Is the best way
oh,
I
like
could
inconsistent.
describe it. Yes, it's inconsistent across the whole sheet.
Oh, well, I guess
Susan,
that's good for abstracts, right?
yeah, that's true. Susan says, I got an etcher, the perfect sketchbook, and I'm with Susan. They are all different. I got it for my birthday and three silver black velvet brushes. Oh, dude, have you played with the silver black velvet? In fact, that's what I'm painting with today. I love them. Now, I don't think they're like I used to. Okay, I love them. I love the looseness and the natural hair aspect because I like a floppy brush. But what I've learned recently about them is that they're like trimmed instead of because they're not handmade, which is fine. They're still wonderful to use, and I will use mine because I can't afford a set of handmade brushes. But apparently, they act differently when they're handmade, and they're not trimmed on the ends, but each hair is like pulled up to meet the others at a certain level, and then they're put into the ferrule. So a little bit of art. I mean,
That's very
um,
technical. Yeah.
yeah, and I guess it makes a big difference. I was watching Sandy Allnock's channel, and she did a deep dive into the brushes, and it was very informative, and I could see the differences, but it didn't take away my love for the silver black velvet. It just kind of made me realize, like, okay, I can see that there is even a better type of natural hair brush out there, and one day I will experience it. One day. We'll see.
See, you're the brush nerd and I'm the pigment nerd.
See? Oh, maybe. Yeah, and together we have all the superpowers. Or a couple of them. Oh, and happy birthday, Susan, by the way, artfully Susan. We have to clarify, otherwise it'll be
Oh,
confusing.
girl.
When
So, what is today? Today's the 20th?
21st.
21st. Ooh, she's on the cusp. She is a Taurus Gemini. Or is she Gemini? What are you, Gemini, Susan? What do you consider yourself? Because
I
my
wouldn't know.
birthday's on the 11th, so I'm a Gemini all the way.
Oh, she said it was the 18th, and thanks so much.
Oh, okay, she's
Um,
Taurus.
I don't like really follow horoscopes, so I don't know. I just don't really. Oh, Kelly says happy birthday, Susan. And like I know that they are I think they're pretty accurate, like for
Yeah.
people's personalities and stuff.
I just think it's like
I
a
have
birthstone thing too,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I just don't like
flowers.
the spiritual aspect of it. I don't follow, but um I do know it's kind of legit. I mean, it matches up
I
in
think it's
many
sometimes
cases.
like a relation thing, like oh, we're the same, kind of thing.
Yes, right, totally. Ooh, the ends of this looks oh, the dogs. Hold on, let me mute my camera. Hold on.
Are the dogs just going off?
I'm back. I saw the FedEx guy pull up and I'm like, oh no, they're still barking. But oh, thank you, Susan. She said, ladies, you're making beautiful art. Oh my gosh, yes. Susan on the live stream, not Susan. I mean, Susan on camera. You're well, the only one we can see painting. Duh. Hola. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. Um, that is really, really pretty. And the dogs, yes, they're still barking, but we're gonna hope that they will quiet down soon, and I can. Yeah, that was a closey. Boy,
I
that would
think
have been
it's
really
so
loud.
one of the greatest ways to try out a paper or showcase it is by doing landscapes and florals, because what I'm learning is quite different from portraiture, where you're trying to build something and you're structurizing something. With landscapes, you have to go the opposite. It's like you just have to
Right.
throw if you can see some horizons and some trees in there and then develop those. It's just a whole different way of looking at a painting.
Completely. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Um,
Whereas I think water control plays a huge, not that it always doesn't in watercolor, but as far as, for things like this, it's very much the star of the show, the paper and the water control. It's like you're not in control of laying down this landscape. You're just basically seeing what comes out of it once you start.
that's the thing I like about landscapes. I really do. I think it's like that unpredictable nature makes it so fun because I don't know if I've really clarified this before, but my favorite thing about portraits is to kind of start with the basic place things should go and then iterate off that, like build it. And
Hmm.
which you can only do to, kind of a limited degree with portraits because stuff has to be kind of where it has to be. But with landscapes, exactly like that freedom is there to just play with the paints and what they give you. I love it.
Yes. That's why I thought I would, it's a good way to test this paper out.
Yes. Ernie, come here. All right, everybody's back from the Bark Fest, back on their little bed, ready to be good boy and girl. Oh, Artfully says, Susan, what paper are you using? Yeah, she probably jumped in after we talked
Oh,
about that.
this is the Leighton. Let me show you the cover of it. This is a very inexpensive all cotton paper, and it looks very generic, and that's one of the reasons why whenever it was recommended to me on Amazon, I would just kind of bypass it. So I'm like, it's just going to be like every other generic paper that I try, and says that it's cotton. Um, but then I was reading some of the reviews, and more than one person said that it was a dupe for Arsh. And I went, what? I got to try it, just if anything, to say they're wrong. But
And you
Arsh
agree.
smells bad, and I love the paper and the way it performs, but I'm always looking for something that's similar because I just can't handle. There's two things. So the way that it smells when you wet it, of course you have to wet it because it's watercolor paper. There's no way around that. And also, um, companies like Arsh, Sennelier, Windsor and Newton, these are all of the old school brands that have been around forever, and they need not do anything special to compete because they're already solidified in the art world. So, one of the things I despise about those companies is they do very little, if anything at all, to improve their packaging and the way that they market their products. So for example, Arsh, the little book that comes in a, I guess like this size, they're expensive paper you could get from them. It's like 20 something dollars.
Right.
And the little book itself is absolute trash. I have to reconstruct it and rebuild it every time I'm done with it because the whole thing just falls apart. The binding untwists, the spiral just like gets all warped. And Sennelier, similar. So with their oil pastels, their paper packaging that goes around the pastel is just complete trash. It falls off all the time. It's just like, so these are some things that really bother me.
Right, they're so well known, they just don't even have to bother listening to the people. Well, interestingly too about Sennelier in that regard is, the debacle with their gouache. Like they had,
No.
okay, so they had a set of gouache or now don't quote me on this because I don't know all the details, but I have seen a number of videos about it. I didn't look into it myself. But apparently, they had put out a set of gouache that was their staple set that they sold, their basic colors. And everyone complained about them because they were very expensive, but they were very sticky. They didn't spread well. They were almost the hardest gouache brand to use.
Good
Like,
to
remember when,
know.
what's her name? The gouache girl.
Sarah Burns.
Sarah Burns. Sarah Burns Studio did a review of all of her gouaches, which I know you've seen because you referred me to it, but I had already seen it. And this, by the way, to anyone wondering what I'm doing here, this like wing, I'm gonna maybe try to incorporate into her cheekbone. We're gonna see how that goes. FYI.
Okay.
Anyhow, so she had reviewed the gouache, and from there I had looked into other people on YouTube who paint with gouache to see what their opinions were. And everyone agreed that I had seen. And so I was like, okay, as much as I love their watercolors, when I decide to really invest in nice gouache, I'm going to choose to stay away. So
Yeah.
then I, okay, sorry, I got distracted. So then I saw Sketches and Scrubs put out a video trying their newly formulated gouache, which they had said, we heard you, we understand,
Oh,
we're
wow.
going to reformulate and try to, keep the gouache painters happy, right? Which is really cool and kind of speaks somewhat against what your your experience and mine too with these bigger brands has been. So initially I was like, that even solidifies them in my mind as even better. Then I watched Sketches and Scrubs review of it, and she just was not happy at all. It was, oh, I can't remember what the details were, but like they had reformulated it, but now I think it was still sticky, maybe, and also less opaque. I know for sure she said it was less opaque. And it was a live stream. I watched the whole thing. It was like 3 hours. I was driving somewhere, not actually driving, but I was in the car. And anyway, so they reformulated and seemingly made it even worse. Now,
Oh,
Sommelier,
gosh.
I love you and I want you to sponsor me. So don't hold this against me. Just kidding. They're not
That's
going to
the other
sponsor me.
thing is these guys will never. I think Derwent is one of the only, I guess you could say, high-end, long-standing brands that I've ever
Right.
seen sponsor anyone, and it has to be someone who does absolute fine art.
I I think they just don't have to. And in a way, I respect that because, okay, this is my thought. I've seen many influencers on art influencers talk about the fact that, like, oh, let me stop. Twizzle here. Hi, Twizzle. She said, I lost my sense of smell 24 years ago. Enjoy the fact of being able to smell. So, yes. Oh, that's really rough. Yeah. So, Susan, yes, enjoy the stinky paper. Twizzle, I'm sorry. That is a big sense to lose. It really does affect you
Yes, it
because
is.
your food taste is gone if you can't smell, or at least it's limited greatly. I would suspect that's
Right.
been
The
your
pleasure of the
experience.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe let us know. I'm so sorry that happened, and I wasn't laughing about it. I was laughing at Susan and saying, "Well, I guess now we have a reason to appreciate the stinky paper. We can at least smell it."
Mhm.
Um, so okay, so before I forget, so back to the fact that the brands send out products for people to try and then make a video on it and you're advertising for this brand, with, and they're not paying you, but they make demands and they're like, well, we gave you this free product. And my attitude is like, I would hope that at some point I'll get to the point, if I'm ever going to talk about something, that it would be like an actual sponsorship, like,
Right.
because the more we do this, and I'm guilty of it, I'm in the process of like making this video on Artex, which is going to be very interesting. It has its ups and its downs, folks. You guys have to watch it. It'll be out next week. But they did that. They offered to send me the product. I wanted to try it. I wouldn't have bought it because it's not something that, like, I wouldn't normally paint with Artex paints, but I was interested in the brand and I was like, wanted to see how the process worked, almost out of curiosity, and explained that. And they were like, yeah, we'll send it to you to try. So I'm kind of reviewing the paints and the sketchbook that they sent me, and it's a wild ride, let me tell you. But that is, that's a whole other subject. Fish sticks. Oh, that dragonfly. Oh, you like it? Thank you. It's come together barely. I'm just pausing to let the paper dry a little bit. This looks bad, but you won't be able to
Right.
see it over here
That's what I'm
because,
doing.
are you doing that
I'm going to
too?
set this aside and start in the Beohong sketchbook.
Oh, sweet. Well, maybe I should work on a part of it that I don't need to let dry. Maybe I'll flip it um, around a little bit. How can I do this? It's really hard on these live streams that are, you know, like portrait. It's hard to figure out where to position everything. All right, there we go. I can work on these leaves now. I don't know what to do with her forehead, but I think it's going to be in shadow from the leaves. Um, I mean, what do you think, Susan? Would you want to review brand products?
Um, I mean, yeah, but
Like, what are your thoughts on the fact
I
that they
think,
don't pay they don't pay us, but they still want us, like, the time investment in making a video versus what the product costs doesn't really line up. So I
well,
guess if you're doing it to enjoy yourself, that would be fine. But if you were doing it like work, it wouldn't maybe.
I mean, I would never put it in that category of work anyway, even though that's because I look at it more like I'm doing this anyway. And if they want to send me something for free, I'll use it. I'll make a video. It's no, problem for me to do that. They just
Right.
have to be, they're just gambling on what my impressions and what
That's
I'm
right.
saying it's going to be. So if I happen to, like, one of the people, there's a few people that I know of that will give a little bit like brutal honest reviews, and they disclaim it in the beginning of the video. They're like, look, I know you guys sent me this for free, but if it sucks, I'm going to tell you.
And I did tell them that, and they said that's okay. They actually gave
Yeah.
me talking points. They said there were two things they wanted me to say, and beyond that, I could give an honest review of my thoughts. And the two things they wanted me to say are indeed true of the product. And after trying it, I told them that that was the case and that I would be willing to say those two things. The rest of it, they didn't give me any parameters at all. So that's nice.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I mean, especially if it's something factual and basic, like these are light fast, these are, or whatever, as much as you can trust that. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
don't, that
mean,
wasn't one of the things actually, because I wouldn't have said yes to that
right,
because
right.
I have no way of knowing. I have no
That's
way of knowing
probably
that.
probably a bad example, but like if they said
No, no,
something
it was
like
a good example. It was a
these
good
paints
example.
are made with such and such, it's like, okay, well, that's the company who made them, so they would know. And then,
Right,
so something like that, just to give you a structure for your talking points on the video, which is like fine. But
right.
as far as getting a product, I mean, sure, go ahead and send me something. I mean, if it's not a brand I'm really going to use a whole lot anyway, I have donated plenty of stuff to my local consignment store for people to repurchase art supplies. I have no problem doing that. I've done it with M. Graham and Daniel Smith too, just because I purchased paint in the early days that I realized was um, not light fast. And then I went through a period where I didn't care about that anymore and wished I would have kept the paint. So I've done a lot of, you know, circling back with this little art journey.
Right, right.
So it doesn't really
Um,
matter to me if someone sends me something and says, "Hey, you want something for free? Sure, I'll make a video. It's not a problem."
right, right. And that's kind of my attitude on it too. Plus, that's a really good point. Like, oh, I wish I could remember who I was watching. Oh, I think it was Evie Eden, our good buddy. I think
Yes,
she was
recently.
saying, yeah, in a video that she often will take supplies, these nice supplies, to a school or even a women's shelter, anywhere that people will really enjoy them if she doesn't. So it's like they're not going to waste. And she's not just chucking them in the trash either when she doesn't appreciate them. But she wants to try them all. And if she can afford it, why not? You know? Oh, let me get to the comments real quick. Drawing with Hannah. Oh, it's so wonderful to have you here, girl. I was just watching a video of yours about a toilet this morning.
I
It
love
was
her
pretty old.
channel.
I love her channel. Oh, how nice. Okay, I just want to catch up on the comments a little bit. Okay, so Artley says they want truth and it's worth a try it and preview it. They sent me paper every month and wanted all my time. That's not going to happen. Yes, that would be I mean, but I probably would be like, yeah, I'll go through all the paper and buy it. I don't know. Twizzle says she doesn't have any sense of taste either. It just went away. It came back for 15 minutes one time. So that's painful. That's almost like teasing. That's not
That's
almost
not
you
nice.
probably yeah, I would almost like prefer it stays away than to remember. And then it says I went to taste everything in the fridge and then boom, it was gone again. I'm tired of hauls and unboxing. Yeah, I don't like hauls and unboxings either. I think those were two separate subjects for anyone listening who's not reading but those were all from Twizzle. And yes, I don't like watching a whole bunch of products come in that I feel like the person maybe is just doing it for the sake of enticing other people to buy things, maybe from their channel with like links or something. I have done a few, but they've been quite small, and it's stuff I like deeply loved. It was just like a couple of items. I just don't get into like the excessive purchasing. That doesn't mean that I somebody if they enjoy those, like I don't judge anybody for any of that kind of stuff. I could not care less, but I just agree I don't really care for them. Um, and then let's see. Fish Stick says, "You guys are so talented. Appreciate the streams. Do we appreciate you watching? We're so grateful." And
Thank
Artfully,
you.
Artfully and Stiggs both said that they are sub to Hannah. Yay! Hannah's amazing. Her art. I mean, I just like cannot get over how incredibly talented she is. You watch her,
I
right, Susan?
know. And she's so witty. I love her
And
commentary. That's like
sweet,
what drew me in.
and the stories about the characters. It's so
Just her
great.
titles are so captivating, like
I
just her
know.
personality is so genuine. I love it.
Yeah, she's doing right. I love it. Clearly, we're fans of you, Hannah, if you're still here. Anyway, it's hard work. It's important when people, know that they're appreciated.
Yeah.
Especially Hannah's putting like a video every single week, which I tried for about a month a couple times and practically lost my life. It wasn't pretty. And she has like 3 children. And so I can't even say it because I work. I can't do it. Um, I just think I'm old. Can we use that excuse here? Maybe I'm just not productive enough.
No,
What
not
excuse should
allowed to
I
use that
plug in?
excuse.
We'll go with old for this time. Oh, that's funny. Man, are my dragonfly wings dry yet? No, not quite. Okay. Let's see. Artley says I saw a video of an Etsy seller of homemade watercolors and how she makes them. I would love to push these types of companies if I used the paint and loved and agreed and loved it and the colors is what she said. That would be ideal. I would love to showcase the independent um, art art brands,
Oh,
um,
right.
and that is a very good use of our purchasing power. I think. Um,
See, those guys
I
can't
quite
afford to, though, I don't think.
no, I would do it just for free. Like if
No.
I'm gonna highlight somebody, I like the idea of highlighting.
Oh, I mean, I don't think they can afford to send out product.
No, right. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to, is sort of what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna make a brand video, I either have to love, be deeply interested in understanding, or not like at all the brand.
Oh, like you'd
Which is,
purchase it?
I would purchase it and then
Oh.
talk a bit, just which is a different subject, I realize, but in my mind, it all lined up. You know how my mind works, you guys. It's a little all over the place, right? Yeah, Susan says she would do it for free also. Look at your roses, Susan, in the live stream versus Susan on the live
Did
stream.
you see
You know
what
what I mean.
what I just figured out right now? Like,
I was
this is a
watching, I'm
trip.
sorry. What did you figure
So I
out?
took some wet paper towel and I didn't like these leaves because I used a brush that I just didn't like how it showed up. And I just started like dabbing it and it just like spread them out and stamped them everywhere.
Oh no.
And so now I can just go back over that and it's like a background effect or something.
Look at that. That's really cool. Sorry, I was commenting, oh no, on something else. I had something happen. We don't need to go into it. Um, look at Okay, so this is your first layer then.
Yeah, because I wetted the entire paper and I realizing I don't really have a great brush for. I guess I'll just use this big fat round brush for doing leaves, but um, I guess because this paper is like almost hot press, it's really smooth. It wasn't
Yeah.
grabbing the brush the way it needs to, and
Okay.
the leaves were just looking all weird. Where normally when you're doing leaves, it's just like a brush stroke thing. You just,
A
you know,
single brush stroke. I can
yeah.
never do it. I can't.
Let me see. Can I do it? Yeah, there's not
All
enough
right.
spread on the paper. Like it's just maybe I'm not going to be lazy and I'm going to get a palette because this teeny palette doesn't have a mixing area. So
I'm
maybe
sorry.
that's
I
why.
should have sent you one with it. I
No,
didn't
it's a
even know
little.
how you.
It's the Altoids container, so it
I
does have a little
know.
mixing area.
It
But
has
I
a
like to
top.
I like to push
Yeah.
the swatch card into that spot.
Oh, that's smart. Is that the swatch card I made, or is it the one that you made?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
one that
it's
you
one.
made. It just doesn't
Cute.
have the Payne's gray included, so. Okay, so
Very
this
good.
is
Right.
B. I need to load my entire brush with this color instead of hoping that it just like spreads itself out. All right, so
Yeah, it helps to put. You know what? That's sort of going back to the.
there. Wow, I'm not lazy and something good will happen if I'm just not lazy.
Well, yeah. When we try to take a shortcut, it often fails. I find this all the time. And then I keep trying to take shortcuts anyway. And then I have to
There
say,
we
no,
go.
stop shortcutting. Get your life together. I say that at myself, not at you. I was just going to say though that the type of brush. Okay, when you press the brush down and you like drag it a little bit and then lift it, and
That's
it
what
makes
I'm
a
doing.
right,
Yeah.
and it makes a leaf. Just for anyone
Uh-huh.
listening who isn't watching, I cannot do it. This is why I need a brush like that brush that Dean Beate has, where it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have a tip, because it always leaves just like too much pointy tip and not
Oh,
enough like
so
leaf shape.
I wanted to address that because you brought that up during your live stream with Holly. Okay,
Yes,
so
address it, please. I'm all ears.
I've got a few examples of that. So check this out. This
Okay.
is my Renaissance Maestro. This has a good point, but it holds a decent amount of water. These are good for both watercolor and gouache because they just tend to go both ways. And the point is somewhere in between blunt and extremely pointed. So
Right, I
this
see
is the
that.
one I find to be really, really good for the leaves. Now,
Yep.
this other brand, I believe this is Zen. Where's the other one? I thought I had two of them out here. This is the Zen Art brush. Oh, I thought I had them both, but anyway, this is the smaller one. I have two of these. They have almost no blunt tip on them. I mean, no pointed tip on them at all. They're like super blunt. And I like these a lot for maybe drawing in my initial sketch with the watercolor because it's not super pointy, and it'll just kind of like lay down the paint in a nice, like, even stroke without it being super
Yes.
thick or really thin.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's a cheaper brand, um, and it's synthetic,
Right.
that were I used to actually avoid these for a while because I'm like, oh, the tip on it's not pointy, it's just not working. But I kind of went full circle again with that too, and I realized that these have their purpose. And getting a nice,
Absolutely.
like pressing down the leaf, it would be. Let me see if I can. On this paper, though, see, that's the other thing. It's like this is somewhat hot press, this paper, so it's not really
Yeah.
grabbing the brush very well. So I'm going to get some more of this Perylene green because it's a really dark color. I have to dilute it because it's like insanely dark. But I'm using this somewhat pointed because once I press it and drag it and then lift it at the end, it will give me kind
Yeah.
of a point, but not a totally sharp point. And it will still, like, you could still use the tip of it and get
Yes. I
a good
see.
point, you know?
I see very clearly. And that's exactly what I want. I want a slight point and not this like exaggerated quarter of an inch long point that just looks too
Right.
pedantic to me. I don't know if that word applies the way that I think it does for this situation, but it might. Um, thank you. Yeah.
These are, I've talked about these a few times on my channel. They are Renaissance Maestro. They're right now, they're only $21 for the whole set. And I want to buy another set just because I'm so afraid they're going to eventually not be around. You know how that happens on Amazon a lot.
Yes. Yes. Well,
But they
sometimes.
are one of my favorite sets of brushes.
I was just going to ask you something. You know that brush, the one I think I sent. Did I send to you to try the
The silver black velvet or the
not
dagger?
that one. The not that one either. The Princeton Heritage, is it called Heritage? Princeton, the big like big one. The fatty.
Oh,
Does that one? Okay, it
it's
looks
like
like
a
kind of
quill. Is it
no.
a quill brush?
It looks like this one's for anyone watching who wants to see. It looks like this Cotman big like size 12 I have. It's very similar. I think it's a 16. It was quite big. And it's the mixture of natural hair and regular, like synthetic hair.
I
Oh, I
think
should use this brush.
I don't know. I thought you sent me a silver black velvet and a Roman schmal dagger.
Oh, really? Was there not a third
So
one?
I would have to. I mean, I'm not
If you
remembering, but that
remember,
doesn't mean anything.
what'd you say?
I said I'm not remembering, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right. Remember, old. Go with old every time.
Yes, right. Like it's used to
That's
not be a thing. Like I used to remember everything in a ridiculously, like, yeah, like, but not
you,
lately. I'm a little less sharp.
dude, you know what? I was thinking that about you. Oh, first, let me okay, come back to your
I'm a
memory.
little less
Okay.
sharp.
No, 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 no. Yeah, I was thinking you're kind of a dodo bird. I don't know if anyone's told you that. Not at all, dude. No, I was thinking that you have an incredibly acute memory. And it kind of freaks me out too, because, I don't know. It's just too
Girl, it
good.
used to be Savantic.
Well, okay, we're going to come back to this because I just want to grab this comment really quick. Fishtig says, do you ladies know of Indie Creates? I love her style. I think somebody was just talking about her the other day. Do you guys watch who's the one that does I was talking about in that one live stream? See, I need your memory now. Um
If I
the one that
was
goes on every
aware,
day.
Indie
Linda, no.
creates. I'm not sure.
Who's the
about
one that
indie
goes
creatives.
on every day from the UK, from France, and he paints with Kurtake?
Oh, Diane Anton.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it just left my mind. Shocking. Diane Anton, I think, was talking about her the other day. Does she have like a very childlike style of art, like that very
Like Sandy
loose,
Hester.
like Sadie Hester? If she does, then I just heard about her, but I haven't watched her. Tell us about her fish sticks. What is that? What her style is like? And then while you tell us, I'm going to go back to Susan's memory. Susan, I was thinking about how you like come up with information, and you say that you're like calling out things that I would never be able to bring to mind unless I had it all written down in front of me for a video, and you just pop off with it. And that just tells me that you have a very well trained memory.
It used to be a lot better. I'm only noticing like maybe the last 4 to 5 years that I'm having like slight word retrieval issues. And what I mean, like, I'm that's compared to how I used to be. So I'm thinking I had a little bit to spare as far as as
Compared
far
to
as
me.
losing. No, it's just as far as like I would say average. I mean,
Okay.
I don't always comment about this on my channel either, but it's a little less known fact, but I do have an autism diagnosis, and I think it kind of um, plays into that whole. Like, I can remember stuff from, I remember childhood friends from elementary school, all of their birthdays and phone numbers and addresses still, and I haven't talked to
That's
them in 40
great.
years.
That's incredible. Like, I just can't imagine having that much bandwidth in my own mind. And I never, but what I do have is the ability, like, I was walking through the grocery store yesterday and I was in a major brain fog and kept walking from one side of the grocery store to the other because I kept forgetting things. And as I was doing that, I was listening to, actually, now I can't remember her name, from the UK that we were just talking about 5 seconds ago.
Diane.
And Diane, thank you. And she was talking about something and she said, nobody, because that's her accent, right? And that triggered a memory of Arthur, the movie from the like 80s, and how, did
Oh
anyone
my
here
God.
see that? Raise your hand if you did. Anyway, and that used to be one of my favorite movies in life. I don't know. I was
Dudley
like
Moore.
9, Dudley Moore, and it was like my favorite movie, which tells you a lot. And he's like talking to his grandmother who's going to cut him off for um, being with Susan. Who, no, he's supposed to marry Susan, but he's with the other one who was, what's her name? Liza Minnelli. And so anyway, so his grandmother in her British accent says to Dudley Moore, well, marry Susan and cheat with the nobody from Queens. And I kept saying that. This is what I'm talking about. This is where my bandwidth is used on things like this. So I'm walking through the grocery store, quoting out loud, mind you, marry Susan and cheat with the nobody from Queens. And people are looking at me and I'm like, oh, I gotta go. This is not healthy. Okay. Back to memory. So that's where my bandwidth is being used, in case anyone. So
I
I can
do that
remember.
all day, every day
Do
in
you
my head.
really? Oh, I'm so, but you keep it in your head because you're wise.
Well, because it's like I'm doing that, plus I'm doing other things out loud, plus I'm like doing other stuff in real life. So it's like, it's multi, like at the end of the day, that's why I'm so tired, I think.
Me
My
too.
brain is just like continuing to
Going
go,
overboard.
even when I'm not. Like,
Agreed. Agreed. So much. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you get it. I know you do. I'm sure I just need my diagnosis, my official diagnosis. Okay. Um,
I mean,
anyway,
once you know
so
what you're working with, though, it's just you can use it to your advantage and know that it's not some type of. I mean, I know people call it a disorder or a disability, but I think once you've learned how to hone it, it's kind of
right.
like a superpower.
I was gonna say you can make it your superpower, just like anything. We all have to work with what we got. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Artfully says, um, Okay, she was laughing. She says, I haven't heard of indie. And then she said, Tim, what paper are you using? And is it easy to draw? Is it real textured or lightly textured? Oh, don't get me started, girl. This is my paper. Susan knows. Okay, I'll show you the one. It's Saunders Waterford, and it is the hot pressed, and it's the natural white. They do have a brighter white. And it is such a wonderful paper. If I can paint on nothing else for the rest of my life, but just this, I'm okay. And I'm going to start making sketchbooks out of this now that I've seen like so many videos of people who make them. I am ordering the stuff. It's still sitting in my cart for ordering at Amazon, like the bookbinding supplies. And now I just need a chunk of time, which I'm not likely to get, but we'll see. And yeah, I just love it. I recommend it to anyone. Everything blends beautifully on it. It's just textured enough. I'll hold this up. I don't know if you can see, but it's just textured enough that there's a good amount of texture. And yeah, you can kind of see. And it lets the paint move around, but it's not, um, what am I trying to say? It's not so bumpy that you can't draw on it. I use a very thin micron pencil to sketch all this out. So it goes over the bumps just fine. And I have zero problems. You could totally do it with a tiny little micron pen as well, without trouble. Um, Sea Baby's here. She says she's late. But here in Hawaii, we're aloha time. Girl, you're in Hawaii? What are you doing? Are you on vacation? Or is that where you live? I'm guessing you live there. Hence, if you were on vacation, the last thing you would be doing is watching our live stream. I would hope. Not that we don't love our live stream, but you get what I'm saying. And Susan artfully says, I've been wondering how hot press works. Ooh, Susan, live stream Susan, want to take it?
It's great for drawing on. Um, and I've actually used it for not even for watercolor. So because it's smoother than cold press, but it still has somewhat of a grip to it, I find it really, really good for all types of pastel work and just doing ink washes. So if you take a micron or any type of like pencil or drawing instrument, draw on the hot press, it's not bumpy. So you're able to get a good drawing down. Not that you can't do that on cold press, but it's just a lot more, just goes smoother. And then if you do a wash over it with paint, a watercolor or whatever, you can, it just has a different, like this is what I would consider hot press, even though Beohong calls this cold press. It is not. If you feel this, it
I've
is
never
not
tried it.
smooth like it's not smooth like Arch's hot press. Sorry, I've had like this scratchy throat all day.
Oh, I'm
But it's
sorry.
not smooth like Arch's hot press. It's still smooth, but you can see it doesn't. I mean, it absorbs really nicely, but it doesn't have the same texture as cold press. So it's just really easy to draw on. That's kind of a roundabout way of saying, yeah, it's just really easy to draw on.
Right. And they do differ a lot. Like they have the hard plate version, which is like the Arch hot pressed, which is like glass. Did you say that?
I find arches or arch, I just never know how to say that.
Me
Hot
neither.
press is very, it's got a strange, like not a lot of people like it. They kind of had the same opinions that I did about it, where it felt kind
Yeah. Well, right. I think that's called, it's like a plate press, hard press. And then there are types like the bee paper, which I suspect is like the Bao, which is fuzzy. It's almost fuzzy, like the cotton is more tactile. Well, like vellum, but like a thicker vellum. Like if vellum could be like puffy, puffy vellum. And
of gotcha.
and I feel like that's like the bee paper company paper, not the one that they sell at Walmart, but like the cotton one, because they do have
Mhm.
a bee paper that's what do you call it? Um,
Student
gosh,
grade.
No, it's like pulp. That's what I was trying to say. It's
Oh,
like a pulp version, and then they also have just like their more professional version, I guess. But they sell the pulp one. I have they sell it at Walmart, and I always want to clarify because they're very very different kinds of paper. Though I did not know that at first. I was like, how cool Walmart has e-paper. Back when I used to
right. That's what I would
watch,
be like. Yay.
I know I was like shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, and then I was like, oh, it's very different. Um,
Oh, that's a
oh,
sigh of disappointment.
yes. I've misunderstood something again. Gee whiz, shocking. Um, and then let's see. Oh, Drawing with Hannah says, ooh, loved learning about the hot press. And Artfully says, thanks, ladies. And X Reese. Okay, let me see what I can say. Risa Cariati with an X before it. Crisa. Crisa. I bet the X is like, is that like when the kids say like XO? Dude, I don't know anything. I'm so sorry. I'm mispronouncing your name, but she's hello from Greece. It's so nice to see you live. Love what I see. Many greetings. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
And again, sorry about the name. I'm sure it's very beautiful and I can't do it. I can't make it sound because I'm just being me. Oh, goodness sakes. I really want to, though. Is this going to be a good color? Let's see. How long have we been on too? We keep an eye on. Do you know when we went on? Oh, I could look at my phone. Hold
It's
on.
like 120, maybe 130.
3:34. Doesn't it say? Oh, I'm trying to stand up. Okay, we've been on just about an hour. Maybe we'll go just like a few more minutes or like another,
Okay,
10 minutes or something. Does that sound okay?
sure. I'm just about
Oh, it's like,
finished as far as with this one. It's it's this paper is really nice as far as like being all cotton and it spreads nicely, but because it's hot pressed, I wasn't getting the effect I wanted to with the leaves. It just wasn't doing the grab and pull thing with my brush like
right.
normally you can get with leaves. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, so that is the violet iron oxide, and because it granulates, it's spread really nice. I just used two colors, the perylene green and the violet iron oxide. So this is still kind of wet and probably continuing to slowly spread. So I'm going to pull this little landscape back out that I was working on before and just do another layer.
Well, I will say that the floral, I think, looks very good. And I mean, like very, very good. And I
Thank
cannot
you.
give enough props to your compositional capabilities. Like, where does it come from? I don't know. I could never do that. It would all be
It's
wonky. All the
OCD.
flowers would be like, no, but it's, I mean, maybe, but it comes so naturally. It's like always the perfect composition. And I literally like, yes, okay, so if it is, that's another superpower. If it actually is due to like hypervigilance and looking at where everything's going, maybe I should just pay more attention.
Yeah. Well, I think
You're
if
like, yeah, paying attention helps.
we all have a like a natural inclination to balance an environment. So if you're looking around in say your art room or your kitchen, which is a place you spend a lot of time and you function, there's a functionality going on in that room. You have things organized a certain way. So you've got even your paintbrushes or your paints or your paper, whatever you have, even the pictures on your wall, you have them organized a certain way, mostly according to the subconscious need for aesthetic, the way you like to see it. So if
Right.
you're, that's a form of composition. If you're painting something and you're looking at where you want things to be, it's all intuitive. And generally speaking, there's a few different compositional, I wouldn't call them styles, but formats that
I
people
know.
use in regular art,
Yes.
but you will realize if you look at most of your paintings that you gravitate toward one or the other, like whether it's the L shape or the
Yep.
S shape or the
Yep.
diagonal. So I tend to go for the diagonal, usually from left to top. to right bottom. And you can probably see that in almost all of my paintings. And if something is supposed to be symmetrical, like this sunrise with the, or sunset with the trees on either side, even though it's somewhat symmetrical, I'm trying to make certain things heavier or lighter in some areas more than others, just so that it's not too symmetrical. So those are the two things
Right.
that I think about while I'm painting.
Well, I think that was an excellent explanation, and I hadn't thought out composition in like a room. So thank you for that. And it's true. I have a very certain aesthetic that I go for. And I also notice just mostly from my thumbnails, interestingly, on my channel, that there's always like a
Mm-hmm.
tilt. I do a lot of things on an angle, which is interesting, and I'll have to think about that. But my comment to your stuff is almost to a greater degree that like it feels to me, and it could just be that you've been an artist much of your life, even though you took a many years, many decades break from it. But something in your brain allows you to align like with the floral, the proper amount of buds with leaves and things coming out right where they should be, that it's satisfying to look at. Whereas mine just
Yes.
automatically comes out with like a lot more heaviness of certain things on one side, and I have to work really, really hard and use up a lot of brain, a lot of energy, frontal lobe energy to like create a pleasing composition. And it could just be like
Mhm.
lack of practice, but I feel that you do it with such ease that it's very sad. It's like mind
That's
blowing
good
to
that
me
you
that you
find
can
it,
do
because
it.
it's just because to somebody else, it might look unsettling because they don't like that form of composition because it's just a preference, a visual preference thing.
I
But
don't know, dude. I think it's a weight thing. Oh gosh, what's the word? Um, where
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
it could, where anybody would think so. Like it's like the weight is proper. Like it wouldn't tip over one way or the other. Now maybe they wouldn't like
Hmm.
that composition as much as another, but it's not going to be like disturbing. Like if all the flowers are on one side, all the buds or all the leaves are on the other side. Do you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's where I
Yeah.
feel like you have very ease of doing so, or at least it's well practiced enough that it appears to be an ease. Because like you just put that little composition together in like 2 seconds, whereas I would have had to like draw it all out and plan where everything was going to go and think it through and how big will this, and then inadvertently for sure make something too big or too small, and then it would be wrong. So, or at least to my eye, wrong. So that's sort of
I
what
think,
I've been
yeah, I
trying to
think
say
when,
about you.
what, no, I totally get it. And what I'm thinking about while you're telling me that is that if you take your sketchbook and
Yeah.
maybe make like four corners or four squares on a page, and on each
Right.
square do a like squiggly diagonal, and another one do an L, and another one do what is it called, like the triangle. So
Yep.
the different, say like four different, and you wouldn't even make the actual composition yet. You would just like draw the line,
Right.
like the diagonal
Yep.
line, the L line, or whatever. And then based
Exactly.
on those, and then you can just take some flowers and just draw them on those lines and see what you like the best of those
Yeah.
compositions. And then that will tell you which one you lean toward and how to develop it more. Or if you go to draw something or put something down on paper, you can just make that little baseline thing and just build your composition with that line already in the background. And it just kind of might, and then eventually you won't need it anymore. I don't know if that would
Right.
work or.
That's a really, really good idea, and I appreciate that. And I'm really trying to build my skills in that area, so that's helpful. You're so good. Thank you.
Just an
Um,
idea.
yeah, you have very good ideas, my friend. Okay, let's see. We're behind on comments. Okay. Um, okay, we got It's Like Creasa. And Drawing with Hand says, I'm loving the colors you two are choosing for both the wings and the roses and leaves. Combo is so lovely. Thanks, dude. You are very
Thank
kind.
you.
And then Deborah. Okay, Deborah Anderson. Hello, Deborah Anderson. Wonderful to see you. I don't remember your name, so maybe you're new here. Welcome, welcome. And then Krisa says, I totally agree with drawing with Hannah. And Artfully says, I agree with Hannah. Krisa, everyone agrees with everybody. And Artfully says, hi, Deborah. Yay! And then Twizzle says, is that dragonfly going to kiss that cheek? Yes, it is going to like merge into her cheek somehow. I'm not yet sure how, and we'll see if it'll be a big fail. But I'm hopeful to finish it like this coming week because it's a big one. There's going to be a lot more stuff going on in this composition too, I think. So we'll see. She's got to get her eyes finished because like that's the eyes are just started. They're not even like, we got a lot more to go on these eyes. Got a lot more to go on all of it. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm hopeful. I feel like it has some
A
good
question
bones.
for you, Tama.
Yes, my dear.
So not that I ever really use iridescent paints a lot. In fact, I have like one pearl from Daniel Smith in case I ever wanted to iridescent the rest of my colors. And then I have some fine metallic paints. But other than that, I don't tend to reach for those ever. But
Right.
I will say that I'm tempted to use them in things like butterflies and dragonflies. Would that be like something you ever considered, or do you even have those
Uh,
paintings?
I have some, and that is an excellent thing to do. I have
Agree.
like a set of really kind of cruddy ones. And I have a fine tech set that has like golds, and I've only used it in an actual painting like a handful of times, but each time it turned out really cool. And I think using these things like not iridescence, I've used like the gold, like in little tiny, like we talked about for my one of my portrait series ones, with the
Oh, with
Bible
the
verses.
scripture. Hmm.
Yes, yes. And my dog is like beeping at me. I'm trying to organize her so that she's not her little poor little scarred hand just was on the screen. She had terrible itchy allergies and used to lick her hands. They're better now. We finally got her sorted out, but it left her like hair kind of sparse on one of her hands. Okay, anyway, back to the point. The iridescent though, as like a really light layer on top of the wings would be really cool. And I don't own anything like that, but it would be. I should look into it. Like a super light where there's not even glitter. It's just got like like a glow. What makes it glow? Is it glitter?
Um, no, the one that I have is just the Daniel Smith. It's the pearl iridescent, and it's the only one I own because I just was not all about the iridescent paints at all. I figured if I got
Yeah,
pearl, then I could take that and combine it with any color and make
absolutely.
it
Smart.
iridescent. And I just keep it in this little jar so I can, pull it
Yep,
out and use it
that's
if I
like
ever wanted to.
exactly it.
I
That's
put it
exactly
on
it.
some pearl necklace strand on one of my paintings before in one of my ink wash videos. But other than that, I don't really reach for it. But if I did more like iridescent insects, like what are those called? Those Japanese beetles or
Yes, that's what I'm
butterflies.
doing.
Yeah, yeah, that would be kind of neat because this only adds a little layer. It doesn't really, it's not sparkly. And
That would be perfect. Yes.
yeah, so maybe I
Which
have
one?
a huge tube of this. Maybe I'll send you some the next time I send you something just because it's not worth investing in if you're not using it that much.
Right.
But I'll just like
Oh, that's
include it
so
in like the
sweet.
next little care package. But it is,
Our
I
little art
think,
exchange.
yeah, I think it's really nice to just to have because you don't need every color when you can make it with this one.
Absolutely. That's super good use of resources, in my opinion. In my opinion. Oh, Hannah says, I gotta hop off, but I'm so glad I got alive. We're so glad too. It's so nice to listen to you
Thank
both being
you.
so kind, supportive, and uplifting to each other. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you for coming by, Hannah, if you're still here. Hope you have a great
Yeah, thanks,
night. And
Hannah.
yeah, and we'll be watching your videos, girl. I need to watch the last one with the graphite. It's in my to watch list. I'll get to it. I'll be excited. Yeah, everyone go follow her. I know most of you in here already do, so that's great.
So
So
yeah, this
yeah, what do you?
I really liking this paper. It's nice. It can probably take even, more layers. It's still even just spreading. It's got that nice like atmospheric thing that we're always trying to get without the hard edges. And if anyone wants to try a budget friendly cotton paper that acts a lot like Arsh, then the Layton brand is the one that I'm using in case anyone's late to the live and wanted to know. Um, and then maybe we can put it in the, I don't know, the description or something.
Description.
But yeah,
I will.
but
I
it's
will. Leighton. I want to buy it.
Leyton.
I
Yeah,
wonder if I can
I've
get
got
it just online.
possibly, but Amazon's free shipping and they do have, I'm hoping it's consistent. That's one of the things that annoys me about brands sometimes. They do have journals and larger sizes. So I want to try the journal and the larger size and see if it's the same paper, because if it is, that is a score.
I really do like the way that your landscape is looking. Like it looks like everything's spread well. I mean, the visual acuity in the live stream itself is not great, like the filming quality. So it's a
Mm,
little hard to tell, but I think it looks like everything doing what it should do. I
a
want to try
little
it. I will.
closer.
So you said you did get it on Amazon.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I don't know if that helps like change
All
because
of
my
it.
lighting is like really weird. I'm going to push my light away and maybe it'll look
I
different.
can see it just fine. It's just fun. It
Mm,
was actually better when you had your light on it.
okay. Yeah, sometimes when I'm taking pictures, it looks better when I push the light away, but and then it might glare on some of the wet spots. But and this is the part where I have a hard time just letting it be. And then if I go in more, then I'm going to mess up the composition because it'll become too symmetrical.
I have done the same when I've tried landscapes. Like I struggle like nobody's business. I'm like, oh, should because I might, we automatically make those marks that are so even from one side to the other. It's like our brains just do that,
Hmm.
and we have to fight to not do it.
I'm going to do something right now and it could like totally mess it up. But it's that moment when you're like, should I? Shouldn't I? I don't know. Let me
And
do
then
it
you're like,
anyway.
oh no, I did it.
There.
Do it. I say do it.
I did it. It was just one little stroke.
Oh,
I wanted to put like a slightly darker, um, like a
connector,
mid
a
ground
banana
to the
connector.
horizon. Oh my gosh, a banana connector. You're
It's
hilarious.
harking back. That's funny.
the
Yeah, well, it
the
worked.
sky, the foreground, and then this would be the midground. That just that one stroke that I just made is the midground. It's behind the trees now and it's lighter than the trees. And I needed something there.
To connect the two sides.
Yeah, just to make it look
Like,
like there's a background behind the trees. Like the trees aren't just one big row with nothing behind it. There's this like
right.
distant, it could be land or just the lower horizon or whatever, but it's just this little, I don't even know if you could tell, but I just put a little dark stroke right there.
Definitely can tell. And I think that my favorite part about that painting is the yellowish, like the raw sienna,
That I
um,
put
the
along the
bottom,
bottom.
the little pebbly parts of the raw sienna mixed with the super dark green. It's like
Thanks. Yeah, it
very
needed that
appealing.
yellow. Hmm. I
That
like it too.
contrast is really
Thanks.
nice. Yeah. Alrighty, girl. Well, I guess we'll hop off. So
Okay.
it's been super fun. I so enjoyed this and I'm so grateful. And one day we're going to go on your channel because people are going to start to think I'm like hijacking you to come to mine. And you don't, and like I'm forcing you against your will, like, oh no, it has to be on mine. I just,
and so that I can be a good host.
you don't even, I mean, you'll be hosting, but like, yeah, you would do exactly what you're doing here, and you're an amazing participant and will be an amazing host. And I can't wait to do some on your channel. We got to do it, girlfriend. All right.
To have everybody with their great input and
Yes, I
participation.
loved it. I loved everybody being here, and I loved the live stream and loved the art. And yeah, thanks you guys so much. And we'll see you next week on one of our channels, I'm sure.
Okay.
And we both probably will have videos out soon too. So I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, now can I stop this? I'm gonna have to bring it down a little. There we go. Bye guys.